was going to wait to do my intro, but the Roottrees Are Loading scene was so funny. Alrighty, so we got some more info last time. Welcome back, I should say. I was completely distracted by everything. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to continue to try to do these, lower this volume for myself a little bit. Okay, let's see our new stuff. Our client returns. Okay, so this person came back. Okay, they're going to give us more stuff. Okay, we've got vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. I feel like I've heard of Butler County, Pennsylvania for some reason, but I don't know why. Okay, so let's see. This is buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It has a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It's a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from the newspaper. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due in Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. CM. Okay, so we have politician is Stephanie Jones. And then her PR rep or whatever has initials CM. Let's see. She's certainly pregnant in this. They did reference in some indirect way that someone was black, I think, but I doubt it's that. Okay. Oh, I really should have, by the way, before I'll come back to that in a second. I didn't actually clip those. Okay, let's see. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. The free spirits is the most recent generation. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion. Wishing you well from Paris, Gwynn and the boys. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fill in that photo for Gwynn, because we've got... where is Gwynn? I swear I have Gwynn in here. There we go. That was her, I think. Yep. Okay. Let's see. This photo is tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle. It says in the corner of this. The letter says, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's a tradition to have it as soon as possible, presumably because they're Jewish. And Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle, identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, but it's not expected for those outside the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. For myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew that it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie. Okay, so we've got this whole constellation of people where we've got first names only, which is completely horrible. Nicole, who I'm going to guess is the child. Ernie, who is the father, who's dead. Debbie, I think, is the mother. This is a Jewish family. They're somehow related to the trust, but I don't know exactly how. One of these people's probably Nicole. Let's see, we've got another of this. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 years or so, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s. And Carl's the teenager in the middle. That would be him, wouldn't it? Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it says November. There are a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next President Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Carolyn, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim, Clark, Carl, and Eli. Okay, and we've got, just to look at the other photo that we occasionally have to look at. I'm going to guess that's the preacher guy, but I could be wrong. It could be that guy. I mean, it could be any of these people. It's got a bunch of people. Okay, but the guy from this is Carl, so we should go ahead and fill that in Carl's thing here. Let's see. It was one of these people. Which one was it again? I think it's him. Yeah, it's got to be him. They have the same hair. Okay, we'll try not to forget about the sibling order going from oldest to youngest and try not to reverse it again. Okay, so I probably should be able to get a picture of Miracle Jr. Have I Googled Miracle Jr.? Okay, yeah, he was exposed. Okay, and then his wife is Edith. I don't know if I have that filled in. Yeah, wife Edith. Presumably Edith Jacobson. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, can I just search for Clergy Watch? It comes up with the same thing. Okay. Guardian adoption. Okay. So you have two children that I'm going to have to find somehow. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out from... So this is the next generation. Gwynn was too good to make an appearance. We've got this whole bit with Sam that I don't know exactly what to search to try and find that out. Let's see. Yeah, and we've got a bunch of stuff, like we've got this Clancy thing filled in where we've got the lawyer, but we don't have a picture yet. There's is the oldest. Okay, we don't know Gwen's spouse's name. Can we find that? Let's see. We have looked at this because the guys like us is the thing, and that's come up a few times. I wonder if I have searched this. So it's not very well organized. But you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Guys Like Us is a 1953 film which two secretaries cut their hair short and pose as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with their client and hilarity ensues. Starring Gwynn, Roottree, Leslie Florence, and Harrison Lane. Titles of play on Wow, I cannot talk today. The titles of play on words, as it can be read that the two women are men similar to other men, or the men are fond of them. Let's see. Okay. This was the co-star in this. Not much other relevant information, as she does not have any additional credits on this site. There isn't even a Did You Know Trivia section. Amazing. And Harrison Lane? I think we read this one before. Yeah, this is the... this is where it says this thing seems to be, a dead end. Okay, we've got... Okay, let's see. What are other things I have written down in my notes that I can maybe chase? Okay, the notable root trees we've got almost all crossed off. Was they're easy to find online. I just want to know how I'm supposed to know which of these people is Miracle Roottree. Okay, I can look here at this again. So wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left. So this is, remember, this is Gwynn and her three brothers. Sorry, not Gwynn. This is Lauren and her three brothers are in here. It's Lauren's perspective on this. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left since he looked like Pop did in the old one. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the four of us stand together. And I think we know that this is Lauren. They clumped up in the middle. So it's probably these. And let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. I don't know what to look for to try and figure out oh, there. Okay, so this also says I didn't think it fair that Miracle made it in. So not Miracle Jr., but Miracle. So, like, presumably the older one here, maybe him, maybe that's actually Miracle, who I'm going to guess is probably Miracle Jr.'s father. Okay, so we do know that there is a miracle root tree, who presumably is this fellow. But I don't know. Let's see. We've got Lauren's 3 brothers. I mean, assuredly one of these people in this other photo is just Lauren. Oh, yeah, we even know that this one's Lauren, I think. Looking at the same picture, yeah, that one was Lauren. Okay, so yeah, I just hadn't flagged that yet. Okay, so yeah, so Clark has to be in this row somewhere. Can I find the one of him from here? Because he assuredly must have also been here. But I'm not quite sure I know which of these is him. But just in terms of this generation being here. Let's see. Who else? What if I search Miracle Roottree? Will that come up with anything? Because I'm going to guess that's his father. Okay, there we go. You found a website for the Miracle Network, a production company run by the Miracle Roottree estate. It's quite bare bones, but it has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Roottree. Miracle Roottree arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. Okay. So that is good to know. So this is the youngest of the 5-piece generation by 14 years. Okay, so we certainly know, then, just filling it in, that he goes here, which is what we expected. Okay, so this is... I don't know where I have Miracle Roottree filled in, but that's you. For sure. And then we'll have the Miracle Roottree Jr. over there. Okay. His mother and father. Okay, yeah. With the birth that late, the final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. 23 years later, Miracle Roottree Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the highest power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottree name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level. Via the power of television, Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He's since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places. And then we have a flyer about the tour. Okay, so... okay, so... 3 generations featuring testimony from the world-famous Miracle Jr. and a special appearance of Miracle Roottree in his 68th year on God's earth. Okay, so I think this is Miracle Jr., and that's Miracle the Third, probably, with his wife, Nicole. Okay, and so, Miracle 3's wife is Nicole. Okay, okay, so we have Miracle Jr., who's said to be world famous and gets top billing. Miracle Roottree, whose flyer says so it will make an appearance. and Miracle Third and his wife Nicole, who are said to be the youth pastors. Okay. So let's see. Can we fill that in? Well, we can certainly fill in this picture of what I'm pretty sure is him. And they only have one child, so this must be Miracle the Third. And we have a picture of Miracle the Third, which is you. We have your wife, Nicole. We don't know which Nicole it is. It's got a rainbow tie, though. Maybe that'll be fun later. Let's see, can I search for Miracle Third? Miracle 3? Okay, let's see. Okay, so we've looked at Miracle Roottree. Maybe if I search for Diamond LaRue, I can find information about our children. Okay, I've already read this article, so, this is that Jim has become a recluse. Okay, searching Jim Roottree and James Roottree, I don't think have come up with different things. Let's search for Clark. Maybe we can find some information about Clark Rafferty. A few fan websites for the band Jim and Diamond seem to mention they used to make music with Clark Rafferty. They mention an album called These Times. Oh, interesting. Okay, a band called C&J and J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username XXXDieHardDazzlerXX scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently, it was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, and that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later work. You can't find anything else about Die Hard Dazzler, the band, or the single. So all that's left to do is add the scan to your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is available. Okay, so Jim's cousin is Clark. So then we must infer that Jim's sister's name starts with, it's Diamond's sister, whose name starts with J. Okay, but maybe this will get me a picture of Clark. These Times is an old single from this folk group. You have a scan of the album as well as a recording of the title track. Music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottree. Backup vocals by the LaRues. On it is a sticker that says folk style song. I should search for MMM magazine, by the way. I should spell magazine correctly. Okay, this is a new periodical. This is an abbreviation for Modern Music Monthly. Okay, I just need to have it in my list of things that I can grab. It's been mentioned a few times, and I don't think I have. The lyrics contain no clues, but if you want to, we can... Okay, which of these people is Clark? I think it's probably you. I guess maybe the question is, which of you is also... I'm trying to decide how I decide which of these two people is the same. I don't know if this is a skill humans have normally. Oh, does it? I see. It only shows me pictures of the men when I'm looking for this, because I know that this guy's a guy. Yeah, so one of these people is Clark. Trying to decide eye color. Like, I kind of want to say it's him and Clark is the other one, but it could easily be the other way around. Okay, let's look up these times. So a section of this magazine called Skip It or Flip It has a short, pithy blurbs about new records. An album called These Times is listed under the Skip It column with the following. A new single from C&J and J&D. Amateurish folk songwriting is catchy at times, but ultimately doesn't do anything new. Harsh. What was there? Oh, rolling on down to the city, I can also look for. Okay, a review and the interview from 1979 titled Reluctant Hitmaker. Jim goes into his first band. Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in this group with my cousin and his ex. Okay, Clark's ex apparently is Diamond's sister. So it's some J. LaRue. Yeah, they're multiple spouses. Okay, so this is going to be the second one. This is going to be the J. LaRue. Gotta be... Oh, it's got to be Jessica Rafferty LaRue, right? Because his name is Clark Rafferty, right? Yeah, so yeah, this is, of course, going to be Jessica Rafferty LaRue. And then eventually he married someone and stuck with them, but we'll get back to that. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters, so the four of us had a sort of cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister, everything exploded. No more family band. That would do it. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Rollin' is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffertunes. That's going to be a good thing to search. And and he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to Roottree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player. But I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Okay. Okay, so his father, and this is James Roottree, is in advertising, I believe is what they're saying. And so now we're going to search Raffertunes, and it's going to be an advertising company, I think. Okay, website about Raffertunes, Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. On it, there's an about page, and you find a picture labeled "The Inspiration for the Famous Super Bowl Ad Campaign." Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina, to calm down. Okay, so Clark youngest is Katrina. He had an idea for the Super Bowl ad. It's now in your evidence. Photos found on Raffertunes. It's labeled as the inspiration for the famous campaign. She's assuredly the youngest, especially since they mentioned that she's not calming down. Okay, so can go. So I don't know your spouse's name. I do know that you're in advertising, and I have more confidence that that's you than that the other picture is a picture of you. Okay, and you are Katrina. Why on earth would you have LaRue in your name? Oh, did he marry? Oh, I bet this spouse, he actually married the younger sister? I bet that's what happened, actually. I bet that this is, if I look up the LaRues, there's a Jessica Rafferty LaRue and a Jane LaRue. I bet this was Jane LaRue that was his second, and then this is going to be the one that still has Rafferty in there. And so I have a picture of her. I think it's that one, but let me double check. It's blonde, Desperate Housewives looking woman. I think that one. Okay, and yeah, oldest to youngest, right? So yeah, that. Yeah, so this was the youngest. Oh, and we know a picture of her as well, because she's the one that looks pretty unhappy here. And we actually know this is the one that goes here. Braces, even though we don't know her name. Okay, what if I search? I wonder, how old are these people? These people might be very young still, so I might not find anything by Googling them. Now, let's see. If I search Rafferty LaRue, it just gets me the same place. Okay. Acceptable. All right, so we've got that. And so I think we actually now Oh, and they actually had a child as well. I would love to know Raina's spouse's name, but I don't think I could find it before. Yeah, not quite. So, I'm gonna guess this is the guy in the weird tie. Him. Let me go back and show you what I'm thinking about. Because notice how both of these miracles, they both wear some weird rainbow tie. And if we look back at this picture, where we know Miracle's in it, that guy is wearing the weird rainbow tie. So almost assuredly, that's like a family tradition to wear a weird rainbow tie. Let's pick, it's him, right? And he was also some sort of religious zealot, preacher, probably. Haha! We got it! We found the ties! Okay, Clark, Miracle, and Miracle. And we've also locked in several of the optional entries.